Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman Lois Season 4. We got some brand new news from Michael Cudlitz himself, who plays Lex Luthor in Season 4 of Superman Lois. He was at a convention, he's talked lots about Season 4, so we got some new teasers to break down and some more information about Season 4 of Superman Lois, plus a little bit of theorizing at the end of this video. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. So in today's video we're going to be breaking down what Michael Cudlitz has said about Season 4 of Superman Lois, and he said this at a recent convention. There's been some actors who have been going to conventions, but pretty much since Superman Lois Season 4 kicked off in January, they've not really said much because it's all been very on the down low, strictly just behind the scenes, funny content or like BTS photos with their fellow cast members or crew members that has been allowed to be actually posted. Like I've said previously, we haven't even seen Tyler in the Superman suit for this season, and we've barely seen any of Michael Cudlitz's Lex Luthor. But in today's video, we're going to be breaking down what he said at a recent fan expo in Vancouver. And so what he actually said is this: I'm really excited about what I'm doing now, which is Lex Luthor on Superman Lois. And he teases that the next season is going to be quote unquote ridiculous when asked about his life-changing roles, and he thinks the role of Lex Luthor is life-changing for him and his career. And so he has teased that it's going to be a ridiculous season, like it's going to be huge, and there's going to be a lot that fans are really going to look forward to in this new season. And so he says you have to watch Superman Lois Season 4 because he's going to be Lex, and he's going to get the whole season to be the true main villain, because he only appeared at the end of last season, so he didn't really get the full focus as the true main villain. But he also said a few other quotes: you have to watch Superman Lois Season 4. Lex continues to be as terrifying as he was when he was introduced in the previous season. You won't be disappointed. So those are just a couple of quotes from his panel at Fan Expo in Vancouver. He doesn't offer too much more apart from that, but he's just teasing Lex is going to be great, the season is going to be great, and you just have to watch it. So I definitely don't think any of us is going to be disappointed, although as we talked about before, it's going to be very curious how they actually handle the huge budget cuts. Like, is there going to be a significant difference in terms of like the actual quality of the show and the amount of time that we get to spend with all the characters? Obviously, we know with the X series regulars we're going to get barely any time, like 2 episodes maximum with all of them, but with someone like Lex we're going to get a lot more. And so I believe that's why he is just hyping it up, especially in regards to his character, because it's really going to be his time to shine, and he's going to get a lot of screen time, especially compared to last season and the rest of the characters in the show, apart from the Kent family of course. But also he has confirmed, Michael Cudlitz I'm talking about, that he is going to be directing a Superman Lois Season 4 episode. So he's obviously spent a lot of time playing Lex on the show, but now he's stepping behind the scenes because he has been credited as a director in an upcoming episode. Now, I don't know what specific episode Michael is going to be directing, but that follows suit with all the other Arrowverse shows where the stars started like directing episodes towards the end of the show, and you saw it like many times with Tom Cavanagh, Danielle Panabaker on The Flash, and even on Supergirl you have Melissa Benoist directing. And so now you got it with Michael Cudlitz. I'm surprised no one else on Superman Lois has given it a go, but clearly behind the scenes Michael is interested in directing, and probably just asked them before they started shooting, can I do an episode, because this is obviously something he wants to explore. And considering he's one of the main characters on the show, I guess he has that kind of stature where he can be like, yeah, I want to direct an episode, can you actually let me do it? But it must be mentioned that he has previously directed 4 episodes of The Walking Dead. That was a show that obviously he was quite big on. He's also got a short that's in post-production that he directed. So he's clearly interested in developing his career away from acting and heading into that director's chair. So yeah, for now, we don't know what episode he's going to be shooting, but you can presume it's between episode 5 and 10 because they're shooting episode 5 right now. I don't know if he's directing this episode or if it's the next one or the one after that, but we know they're going to be shooting all the way up to episode 10. Supposed to be finishing filming on April 22nd, but they got 5 episodes left, and it's taken them since January the 11th, and we're currently on March the 18th right now. That's over 2 months and a week of shooting, and so they only did 5 episodes in that time, and now we've got just over a month and 4 days to finish 5 episodes in just that really short period of time. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to be filming until like the second week of May if they're lucky. So I think it's definitely going to be a tight fit, and I always said when we saw the targeted filming dates for Superman Lois Season 4 that they were probably going to run over that, because we know in the past they have been notoriously bad at keeping to schedule and actually filming in the period of time that they aim to film, because the show is very expansive. It's very meticulous in the way that they actually try and film it. It looks great, and the action sequences are great. They take a lot of time, and so that's their own downfall. So this is actually going to be probably costing the CW and everyone involved a lot more. So they're definitely going to go over their proposed budget. I don't know if they had budget restrictions, which I presume they do because of all the budget cuts. So with that in mind, I think they're going to be definitely pressured later down the line in those last 2 episodes or so, because they're going to be pressured by the CW and the people who are actually funding it to be like, okay, can you guys just like go as quickly as you can and actually finish this show? Because if you guys don't know, if you go over the dates, they have to pay for, you know, the actors being there. They have to pay for the crew members shooting all day and all night. They have to pay extra for the locations, for all the different things they're going to be doing. So it's going to cost a hell of a lot of money if they run over, which I definitely expect them to do. But somehow in those 5 episodes, we're going to be getting Michael Cudlitz directing an episode. So that is very exciting. Let's do a little bit of theorizing before we end today's video. Wanted to talk about what to expect in season 4 of Superman Lois now that we're going into the back half of the season. As I said, they are filming episode 5 right now, and we know how season 3 ended. That was a huge cliffhanger. They're not going to end with a cliffhanger in season 4 because it is the final season ever of Superman Lois, and that's because of James Gunn apparently asking Warner Brothers to end Superman Lois after the season, so Superman would get, you know, all the attention to itself when it comes out next summer in 2025, not next summer, the summer after. So as I previously said, obviously they're going to wrap up all the characters' storylines, but what could be a big and explosive ending for Superman Lois? Like, are we thinking it's going to be relatively relaxed and nice in the way that it goes out, you know, with Superman and Lois and the family going off into the sunset, you know, just having a nice life for the rest of their life? Or is there going to be a major showdown? I'm pretty sure because it's Superman Lois, we're going to get a proper showdown between him and Lex Luthor. Potentially Lex could even go in like the Lexo suit, which obviously he is iconic for wearing, and we know that Michael Cudlitz is built up, but he alone can't take on Superman. And if we follow what was originally teased back in season 1, which was, you know, potentially Lex Luthor being the one in the suit, but it turned out to be actually John Henry Irons, that was in essence what we could see at the end of the season, but obviously with the iconic green and purple look that Lex normally paints his Lexo suit as. And that is actually a Lexo suit from another planet, so it could be literally the same suit, but just the one from our Earth that has been created by our Lex. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a huge showdown. Don't know if anyone else is going to be involved, or if it's just going to be strictly Superman and Lex facing off against each other. But it's going to be huge nevertheless, because we know the type of action scenes that Superman Lois does. They always go big with it. They have great CGI. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be an amazing showdown to end the show. But then I'm sure there's going to be a happy ending, potentially some characters coming back that obviously had to end their storylines earlier in the season due to them not being series regulars anymore, which we've talked about many times since that news came out. But I could see them filming like one final scene where they're all back together and it's like one final goodbye to the main characters who have been a major presence over the whole series. And there is one more question we have to ask, and that's in regards to the Arrowverse. Will they address the elephant in the room? Will they address that this is the final Arrowverse show? Or have they completely thrown that away and are they going to ignore that? Because we know it was very controversial back when Superman and Lois, I think it was in season 2, when they just detached themselves from the Arrowverse, where they were like, no, we're our own standalone thing, like we ignore everything from the Arrowverse, we ignore Crisis, and we're creating our own characters, and we're going to retcon everyone that we want to retcon. And that was obviously a controversy back then, but are they going to stick with that? Are they going to just say, okay, this is the end of Superman and Lois, this is not the end of the Arrowverse, because The Flash properly ended the Arrowverse, which obviously we're very grateful for in terms of what Eric Wallace did for The Flash and for the Arrowverse as a whole. But will there be any final cameos from Arrowverse characters? Will there be any references to what came before? Or is it going to be strictly Superman and Lois? I want to get your thoughts and opinions on that. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think will happen in regards to the Arrowverse references of all of this? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see